question we often get is, what are some of the limitations of using AI to do market research?
And we believe it's super important to be upfront about the fact that there are limitations, right? This is an emergent technology, and it's not good at everything. At the same time, it's important to understand that the things it's not good at today could be things it becomes very good at tomorrow. When I think about limitation, I think there's a lot of issues with synthetic research in general, some of which you can overcome. Like there's the concept of, do all the answers start to aggregate around an average? That's a problem, but it's a problem you can solve through calibration. Some of the tougher problems that we have not been able to crack yet, but I believe we will ultimately figure out, I'd say the biggest one is around longitudinal research in my mind. In other words, I would say Evidenza is a very good planning tool. How should we go to market next quarter or next year? But if you're actually trying to figure out how are things changing week over week or month over month, that's where it's a little trickier, because I think a lot of the data in the LLMs is not necessarily time-stamped with that level of precision.
Clearly, there's a problem with novelty. If there's truly no training data on a subject because it's happening in North Korea, or it's an entirely new concept like Uber in 2009, it's possible, yes, that AI will not be able to do a good job of giving you understanding of the market reaction to that technology or that product or that idea. I would say that those are exceedingly rare. I also would treat it more as an all-time technology more than a real-time technology. The models are increasingly real-time web search enabled, so they can actually pick up on real-time sentiment, but it's still going to give you a much better understanding of things that are stable in time rather than maybe changing all the time. I would say the one thing that does mitigate these things, of course, is if it's a novel concept, we're not limited by the number of questions you can ask. You can ask the same question 10 different ways to triangulate the answer. It's also true in the real-time case. You can run a bunch of different scenarios, and maybe you just need to understand what are the three most likely scenarios and how would you respond in each. And in fact, you don't need an answer. You need scenarios, and then you would make a decision. So there are limitations. There's a way to mitigate them, but good question.